enough bandwidth here for me to run my computer and this at the same time. So let me set my phone up here. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna leave this as is here because I think you can see what I'm doing. All right. I gotta get my internet up and running on here. But hello, everyone. I am here today to work on these here action bases. These are some of the action bases with effect parts. They come with a 30-minute missions. It's an action base with dust effect parts. I got these here from the the Backlog Mecha Club, and that is one of the clubs that I belong to. So I'll go ahead and add them on this one. But what I'm doing today, because you can see here, these are already painted. They have the texture on them. I painted the sandy brown. Right now I'm going to paint the edges of this, and because these are actually the white ones, we'll go ahead and do that. Not sure if anyone's on here yet. I'm still getting my computer working. Let's see. YouTube. Not sure if anyone is on yet. The camera is up here out of my way and obscured. This is the black I'm going to be using. It is Folk Art Pure Pigment, Pure Black. So we're going to make that work. Here we go. It's trying to connect to the other internet, not my phone's hotspot. I am in my shop here. See, connect automatically. There you go. Connect. So I am in my shop here. I can give the camera a little wiggle and a little bit to show you guys what it looks like. There we go, YouTube. I'm just trying to open my little video here so that I can see if there's anyone on or if there's anyone typing. Kind of important. All right. Oh my. Okay, let's see. Brave Fish 90. Oh, there we go. So you see, I already have this set up. I have a couple cups here. One's with water. One is one that I used to rinse off a couple of things. And I have, I think it's 23 of these, 22, something like that, that need to be painted. So we'll get through those as soon as we can. Actually, I'm going to move them onto this side. There we go. I hope nobody's watching right now because nothing's going on. Alright, here we are again. Alright, so let's try that again. I guess this is why they give you a delay on whether you want to start your video right as soon as you get on. You gotta forgive me. But you don't have to. You can hate my guts. Just leave it in the comments so that there's some interaction there. Not now. I just want to watch my video. Alright, there's me, my channel, and my video. there I am. Look at that, I can see myself. That's crazy. But really, I just want to see the chat. Alright. Here's my stuff. Hey, hey. So you know, I'm on the YouTube right now. I am live. If you want to bring a chair over here. Alright, right now, putting some black into the cup. This is thicker than I thought it would be. I guess that's a good thing. And we got my really ugly paintbrush, which is actually from Daiso. Get that on here. And all I want to do is cover the sides with black pigment. Nice and easy. Now I do see there's one or two people on here. It might be just me watching myself, which is a little awkward, but if you are here, you can say hello in the chat and I can read what you're saying. This is a new setup for me, putting my phone up high as a camera and using my computer screen to read the messages. I'm not really an internet, as it were. I'm still very beginner quality when it comes to interneting. As you see here, giving it a nice little black edge. This is a very heavy paint, very easy to cover. And we're not going for perfection, but we are going for coverage. And this is for the, I said it before, but the Backlog Mecha Club's contest entry for a contest coming up here in November, actually very soon. So I'm cutting this pretty close to the end. But I have all those Leos that I showed you guys before, and then some more. They'll be placed on these little stands here. It should have a really nice look. Alright, there we go. Cover that nice and easy. See, like I said before too, I am here in the shop, the Gunpla Hermit shop. So all the stock is behind me right now in the end of my little steel building here. That is always something that I am super stoked about, having taken over the shop manager position from my buddy Brandon. I'm not sure how he'd feel about me saying that, but basically that's what I am. I'm taking care of the shop while he is working the behind the scenes section. It's been a lot of fun. It was a lot more work than I thought it would be to get all the inventory up back and on the shelves after moving it, but it was a fun challenge that my sibling and I took care of over the course of like a week and a half, and we got that all settled. I have shown a video I can link that in the description of this when I upload it. But not of all the stuff that we put up, but all the things now that they're already up, which is a lot of fun to do. Um, there are a couple of sections that I didn't really record. I didn't show off the paint section. We do have a big variety of Tamiya paints, of Mr. Color, Mr. Hobby Mr. Color. We have, what's the other one? It's Vallejo. So we have a lot of those going. Vallejo paints and Moto paints. We have some of those as well. I have not tried Moto paints, and that's something that I would like to do now that I have instant access. I had access to it before. Brandon and I, we go back a little ways here, and I could have bought it from him before, so I probably should have tried it before I started working here with them. But now that it's here, I've been wanting to, because I haven't ever seen a bottle of Moto paints. If you have, please tell me right now or in the comments what you think of it, because it looks pretty juicy and delicious, and I do want to try it out. I have a lot of metallics in particular, but there are some clears that look great, and I do want to test those out. I don't have any projects in mind per se, but just that you can always come up with something. Even if you just do a simple recolor, it's not that tough to come up with a reason to spray. Alright. So this is taking a little bit. Didn't expect it to take as long as it is, but there's probably a better way to do it. Still, as you see, not a bad look. That's two. We have been lagging on movies this last month. My brother and I usually go out to see at least 2 movies a month. This month, actually October, the only movie I went to see was the last one. What was it? Okay, so I know what it is. I know what movie it is, but I don't remember what it's called. But it's about the Catholics choosing their new pope. What was it called? Damn. Give me a second while I look this up. Catholic Pope movie. Conclave. All right, so it's called Conclave. It was actually a really fun one. I did not expect it to be as action-packed and as what do you want to call it? Intrigue-ish as it was. I knew it was bound to be political because that is a political, what do you call it? I mean, it's an election based on how many votes you get from the cardinals to see who gets to be the pope and who doesn't. So obviously there's going to be some politics involved. I knew there was going to be some intrigue, but I didn't expect it to be as intense as it was in that movie. And now we like to stay away from politics in my channel, but I have brought it up more than one occasion. It is voting season. In fact, tomorrow is voting day, and I hope you are registered to vote and that you vote your conscience, which should tell you which way you need to go. More so than our presidential election, the local elections are very important, so make sure you are up on those before you cast your ballot. as well as who you decide to be the next president, because that is important as well. But I think local elections don't get enough attention, and they really should, because usually that's where all the moving and shaking goes on. Like I said, I usually don't try to get political here, but definitely get out there and vote. Watching that movie, it definitely brought to mind how elections work, one, but two, how much one vote cast can count. That was pretty cool. And what the perception of that is, according to that conclave, so it was interesting. Interesting movie. There is a silly. Oh, you know what? I didn't just watch that one. I did watch two. I watched. The movie was Wild Robot. I think that came out last month. It might have been the month before, but I'm pretty sure it was October that we watched it in. That was an incredible movie as well. I tend to enjoy those kinds of things a lot. Now I realize that I am not doing this on camera, so I'll move that over here. There we go. And if you are just joining me, it's just me right now, and I'm painting the edges of this thing in a very easygoing, mild way, just adding the black to the edge of this action base so that it doesn't clash with the rest of them, because I don't want to use all the sand paint on the sides. It's mostly for uniformity. We got that look going on, and I think it looks good. Plus, it's how I paint all my bases now. So if I have a base on a model kit diorama or vignette, I'd like the edges to be black. Let's go with a little bit more of this stuff. It's like I mentioned, this stuff is pretty thick. I think it's meant for mixing. I couldn't tell you because I didn't buy it. The guy who is in charge of this quest actually got it, and he put this whole thing together for me. But he is why I have all this stuff. Get some water in there. There we go. That should last a little bit longer. Alright. Let's get it back over this way so you guys can see. It is an odd experience seeing yourself on camera right in front of you. You see, that's me on the screen there, and I'm doing it right here. So it's unusual, but it's a whole deal. Okay, get these out of the way. I need more room for more of these cookies. I kind of want cookies now. Get these guys back at it. Now this Daiso brush I got here, it's not nearly as good as I thought it would be. Usually my brushes are a bit stiffer and last a little longer under stress than this one is. That's what I get for going to a $1.75 store and expecting something good. But it is what it is, and I have these now, so I'll use them. I don't want to use any of my pricier brushes on something like the edge of an action base. Not that I can't, it wouldn't hurt them. There is a little bit of a yardage here going on. We are putting down some paint. But if you guys can hear those dogs barking, it's a very annoying situation that's going on. You'll notice that my dog isn't barking, even though she is a little bit of a yapper. She is not in here right now. But you may hear her run up the length of the steel building that I am in because it is cold outside. Don't know what the temperature is near you, but right now it's a whopping 39 degrees in my neck of the woods, which is wonderful to me. I love this temperature. The colder the better, I say. But I know some people don't like the cold, and I am just not one of those people. Maybe you're watching this and wondering what possessed me to put this on here. This is such a boring thing to do. Just painting the edges of some action bases. It's because I didn't want to be alone out here in my shop here doing this. And my sibling is inside playing, what is it called? Yakuza? Yeah, Yakuza. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Which one? Kiwami 2. So, instead of bugging Ranch to come out here with me, I'll just record this and get it done. Ranch did come out here a little bit earlier and said, hey, didn't want to get involved in the video, so can't blame him. Get that there. I do not like this brush. And I didn't bring another one. Oh well, I'll fix it later. Like I have all the time in the world or something. Look at me. That stuff is pretty thick, but it's coming out good, I think. So yeah, coming back to Conclave, the movie that I watched, that one stars, I think, what is his name? Man, I don't know his name. What is his name? He's from, I think it was, wow, I don't even remember the movie he was in that I liked. There's that British movie. I don't remember what it's called. We'll worry about that later. It also had John Lithgow, which I have a running joke with John Lithgow, where if I can't remember the actor's name, usually I'll say, oh, that must be John Lithgow. Yeah, it's just John Lithgow. I don't like John Lithgow. He has a very annoying and pretentious voice, and I know that's why they choose him to be in a lot of shows and movies, because that is a character that needs to be played at times, but in my humble opinion, he's terrible. He seems to play that same role all the time, and I hate that role. So, don't like John Lithgow. And you see here, I messed this up nice and good, so we're gonna have to fix that. We'll do that later. This one, drying nicely. Any extra, just soften it up. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Nice cookie shaped thing. Very funny. On to the next one. Boop, bada, boom. Making Christmas, making Christmas, making Christmas. I hope I don't get a copyright strike for singing this. Alright, that's enough of that song. That's from a very litigious studio, isn't it? You can't sing that song. What song can we sing? Well, we shouldn't sing songs while we're on stream. Also, my voice isn't really set up to sing, so don't do it, Chris. Why would you think that it's okay? Lately, my algorithm has been suggesting a lot of talking heads, and I like talking heads. Have you ever heard them? Talking heads, once in a lifetime, I think, is currently a sound that gets used pretty often on Reels and TikToks. So, that being said, it's not one of my favorites. I like Burning Down the House, because I did have a house fire before. It's particularly pointed to me. But I also like Wild Wild Life, because I am a big fan of the movie. That true stories from David Byrne, who is the singer, the headliner of Talking Heads. It's pretty fun. And now, if you watch this later, you may be wondering why I'm just blabbering on and on and on. And that's because I don't think anyone here is watching it right now as I do this live. And that's fine. I don't mind that. But B-U-T-T, I don't want dead air. And that's something I don't like on live videos. But I also don't like doing live videos, because I feel like dead air is bad on live videos, and a lot of the times I don't like yapping. But here I am doing the yapping, which I am getting used to doing back at work, because I'm getting a lot friendlier people there. And so I decided that I would fill in any of the empty space with my voice. And I hope that if anybody does watch this later on down the line, which, it may or may not happen, that they enjoy my yapping. Boom, boom, boom. Probably won't, but that's fine. Right now all we're doing is covering these edges, so I am allowed to do the yapping. It's not a very exciting video. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, don't do that. Okay. And there we go. So, I was mentioning that the algorithms are quite inclined to give me not true stories, talking heads in my music selection. So, I have both Spotify and YouTube Music on my phone while I work, and I will switch interchangeably between the two depending on what I was doing before. So Spotify is on my phone, but it does have ads, and I have YouTube Music, which does not. On occasions, I want to use YouTube Music. It's not so bad. So I will put on YouTube Music, and I'll put a song on from any given genre or group that I like. And a lot of mine are alternative rock that I will listen to. I don't particularly enjoy alternative rock, but all my favorites seem to be in that genre, so there you go. It's a thing. But I'll put that on, and then like within 4 or 5 songs, here comes David Byrne, and he's taking over. It'll be uh, Stop Making Sense, or it'll be a current favorite of mine, uh, Stay Up Late, which is a very funny song and proves how demented that man can be sometimes. Waking up a baby so that he's entertaining himself while the baby should sleep. Which, it's a funny, goofy song, but it's like, why would you want to wake up a baby? That's weird. He's a weird guy, though, so I guess that's why. But, yeah, Talking Heads, and I mean, I don't hate him. I like a lot of the songs that he sings. Some of them are really off the wall, but I get into it, and the algorithm therefore decides that no matter what I put on, I'm listening to David Byrne before the time I get out of the car again. And it's usually between 1 and 5 songs that'll pop up. Entertaining myself with David Byrne's music. And if you've ever heard some of his songs, his vocal style is very high pitched. Like in terms of singing, he's a higher tone than most. And you can hear my voice. I have also mostly a higher toned voice. It's not super deep, so it's not like it's not super masculine. And I'll sing along to some of his songs, and I think I can match him pretty well. And that's all that to say that I still don't think I should sing while I'm doing this. It's not a good idea. My voice does not match what people would say is appealing. But that's why I brought up David Byrne, because I don't think his voice is what I would say is conventionally appealing. Wake him up, why not? Late at night, keep him up. Baby, baby, just a plaything. I wanna make him stay up all night. Oop, there we go. Singing his song. Also, I was on a road trip recently out to, it was an outskirt of Phoenix. I think it was Glendale, Arizona, which from here is approximately 450 miles. It's a good long way out, So I took my dad and we drove. And I am quite fond of driving. I do like driving. But on a long path like that, sometimes you get a little bored, so you put your music on, right? Well, me, a lot of the music I listen to, my dad doesn't particularly care for. I'll listen to soundtracks, I'll listen to, anything. Like I said, recently, my algorithm has been very fond of putting on Talking Heads, but this time, I decided to just put on some albums, and those albums were, in order, The Bravery, which is a self-titled album from The Bravery, and then I put on, because I hadn't heard them in a long time, My Chemical Romance. And I used to like them. I wasn't a huge fan, but I was a fan, and actually gone to a couple of their concerts with my mom, of all things, who was a huge fan. But listening to their albums, I'm like, wow, this is pretty it's pretty out there. It's pretty funny. It made me laugh because you think it's so edgy and so cool, but it's kind of silly, you know? But I enjoyed listening to it. The issue being, I was with my dad when I was driving, right? And you think, oh, your dad, he's not gonna like that, right? Well, he did. So now, he likes to listen to it all the time. And now we're getting into MCR again. So that is probably playing on a phone or a computer in the house right now as we speak. It's probably being played. I'm not saying it is because I don't know if my dad's listening to it or not, but that is a thing that's been going on the near history. So I think it is now time to explain again what it is I'm doing. It has been a few minutes. I am currently painting the sides of these action bases for a group project that the Backlog Mecha Club is currently holding, which is the Leo Zerg Rush, or the Zerg Leo Rush, whatever you'd like to call it. And that is where we all built exactly the same model kit, which is the HG After Colony number 211. Which I don't think that's numbered correctly. It might be just an HG number, not the After Colony number. I don't think there's 211 model kits in the AC line. The After Colony timeline, I mean. But that being said, we all built that one exactly the same way, including 23 of them under the auspices of Ranch, my sibling, and I. We did all of those, and I did show you that in a recent video. So, plus the 23 there, and an additional 5 from a couple other members. I think we have a lot of Leos coming along with us to this contest that we're going to, and we are going to invade with a large horde of Leos. And now I need more black paint, so hold with me while I get that. Let me put this down. This stuff is really, really thick. And it's cooled, so it doesn't want to move down the tube very easily. There we go. There we are. This isn't paint per se, it's pigment, which is heavy duty paint. So you get a lot of coverage out of a little bit of paint, but I'm not doing really well with conservation. Oh well. Life is funny that way. And I'm sorry I'm not being more active on this video, but there's not a lot I can really show you in this short time that I have here to slap on paint. Really, I'd like to just get this done tonight. Then another thing I would like to do is get the silver behind the eyes of the Leos. I have quite a few of those to do, so if you'd like to stay watching, you can watch that happen too, but this is not a very entertaining task either. I don't know if you want to watch that. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to get these guys on here nice and dark. There we go. Alright, and so come to the end of my yapping because I don't really know what to say right now. And I still haven't seen anyone mention anything on chat. I don't think anyone's even been on this stream. It says there's one, and I think that's myself. So, I think I'm just yapping to myself. Which, you know, is fun, right? The first sign of insanity, they say. And the second sign is talking to you. No, just kidding. But yeah, no, I'm just out of words for now. But if somebody were to chime in and say, hey, what about this? That would be fun, because then I could have another area of talking and go in that direction. I'm gonna watch this later and think, what the hell was I saying right there? Area of talking. You know, I need a silver Gundam marker. I think I actually have one that I bought specifically for these Leos. And that will be in my shed. So I'll have to go out there and get them. I think I hear my brother coming up here. Hey, Daver. That's you? Yeah, I'm making a live video. You want to come up here and say hello?
No, that's okay. I'll see what you're doing. I'm off soon. Just letting you know.
Alright, enjoy work. I'm gonna try anyway, right? Enjoy work. You wanna make him stay up all night. It's just a style, he's just a plaything. We wanna make him stay up all night. Yeah, we do. All night long. I said we're not singing. You know you wanna name it. I wanna make him stay up all night. I am here. If there's anyone watching. Okay. There we go. I was hoping someone would join and then I could show them an idea I had. But I don't think I'm gonna get anyone watching today. And that's fine. You know, I didn't expect, but I did hope. I haven't been on even in live streams for ages, so I can't expect people to want to watch me after all this hiatus. I'm still trying though. Get these videos back going. I think I posted a community post with the Liber Knight, the Holy Knight, which is an interesting kit. It is a American exclusive release, or I think actually it's an outside of Japan only release for the 30-minute fantasy series, which super cool so far. I built that one as soon as I bought it, because you know, I'm gonna leave it sitting. That one's a super cool one. I've been expecting it for a while. The teasers have been getting to me, so I just went ahead and built it, posed it, and I posted a picture of it on my, what do you call it, communities posts, whatever that's called. It's called YouTube post to me. So I posted a picture of it and I didn't get any reactions, so I guess people don't care about my opinion of this, which is fine. But you know, you get a little conceited when you do upload and you do get some following and then nobody reacts to you. I was like, wow, I didn't even get a thumbs up or nothing. But that's my fault for leaving the algorithms behind. I don't think anybody even got shown that post. And that's a lot of my fault because I stopped posting so much. That said, it doesn't bother me too much because I can just continue doing things at my own pace and not be bothered with the pressure of uploading every day or every other day or anything like that. I can just go at my leisurely rate and show you guys off what I am doing currently, which is again this little project with these action bases and painting the sides of them black. Nice and easy. I wanna wake you away with Huawei. Sister, sister, he's just a plaything. I wanna make him stay up all night. Here we go. The color of these reminds me of bread. Very pleasant tan color. Not quite white, not quite brown. Very appealing color in terms of something that you would eat. So, gotta stay clear of these and trying to take a bite because I want to right now. Take a bite, Christopher. The black is helping with not making it as appealing to want to eat, because black usually means burnt in food, unless it's squid ink, in which case this would be delicious. But oh well, I'm not gonna eat these. We need them for the contest. Speaking of contests, are any of you, and I hope somebody watches this, are any of you going to be at the SCGMC this year? Which, it's actually being held in Buena Park. Right over there by Knott's Berry Farm. Which, is kind of an annoying out of the way distance for me, because we did it the last 2 years in Pomona. Made it a lot easier in my opinion. For me, it's a long way off either way. But Pomona is closer than Buena Park by like 25 minutes. So it's not that bad, but it's not that good either. If you are going, I will actually post a community post about this one too. Please let me know, because I would like to see you there. If you don't know, last year before that, I've been there working with my buddy Brandon at the Gunpla Hermit shop little stand. We will be there again this year, and hopefully with more stock than ever, because I am the one responsible for taking the stuff down there. And I figure if I'm going down there, I better take all the good stuff. So hopefully you guys like what I choose versus what we have in stock. Of course, you can always go on our website, thegunplahermitshop.com, and buy something from there. I will pick it and pack it and ship it for you. That is something I am good at, and something I've taken great pleasure in doing recently. So I hope if you do order, leave it in the comments of the order so that I can say hello to you. I will give you a personal greeting in said order. Tell them you saw me on YouTube, which is where I've been active the most last year, not this year. So you might be joining late or watching this again later. I am painting the sides of these action bases, which are the 30-minute missions action bases, the effect parts, the wind effect parts. So it looks like a dusty desert or a sandy or snowy tundra. Very empty and blank usually. We added a texture coat of it is ceiling spackle, which or not ceiling spackle, wall spackle, that has an automatic texturing for the wall, and we painted it in a Rust-Oleum camouflage tan known as sand. And now I am touching up the sides with a black paint, a very, very thick paint, very pure pigment from the Folk Art line, which is making painting really easy. But what isn't making the painting really easy is my brush, which I got from Daiso. It is a very floppy brush, and that's not been pleasant to play with, but it is working, so I'm not going to go get my finer quality stuff. Just going to keep that going. But yeah, no, it's been, I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 out of 23 done, so I'm more than halfway there now. We're getting it done, and it was 51 minutes according to this stream, and I think I spent like 5 minutes setting up the stream, so we're gonna go 45 minutes to do this mini. Another 45 minutes I should be done. I don't think I can keep yapping this long, guys. I'm not a politician. Somebody join and start talking so I can have some things to talk back about. And I'm not complaining. There's nobody watching me, so yapping isn't that bad. I could just blah 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 blah. I'm good at that, actually. I shouldn't be, because I'm kind of an introvert, but I got good at it. You know, I work some jobs where it require me to get good at talking to people, so I can yap to myself at least. I'm a people, right? Alright. So we think we're getting it done. It'd be funny if there actually are people chatting on here and my computer's just so slow it's not showing me. That would be hilarious. I'd freaking die, because then I'm just blabbing and you guys are trying to talk to me and I'm just not even paying attention. Boo 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 boo. But one way or the other, we are getting this done. Paint is going down. Process is completing. And I think most of what I'm doing is actually being captured on video, which is a good thing, right? Yeah. I can't whistle because that doesn't show up on video very well. It comes out like screening. Okay. There's another one. Did Beetlejuice come out this month? October, I mean? If it did, that makes sense. So then, if that's the case, then I actually watched 3 movies this month. But I don't remember if it came out in September, because I think I watched it at the end of September. I don't know nothing no more. But that was a good movie. I know there's a lot of nostalgia baiting, which I think a lot of movies are. You know, it's a lot of, remember this, remember that, and you know, it wasn't that long ago, guys. Come on, stop it with this stuff. But I thought that one was an okay movie. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best. It was definitely not the worst. This pigment is really heavy duty, really thick. It's kind of funny. Funny, goopy stuff. Let's check something real fast. Hey, okay, so the chat does work. Just wanted to make sure. I feel like I'm talking to a wall, which is why I checked the chat. Boom, 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 boom. But I just wanted to check the chat to see if I was getting regular updates on it. If there was any numbers watching me. Right now it says 1 watching. That's probably me because that's on YouTube. You are on YouTube and that is on YouTube. Yep. So I think I'm watching myself and I'm the one person watching. It might not be that way and there's just been this guy like lurking the whole time. That's kind of cool too. Let's say hello to the guy lurking. Shout out to you for being here this whole time. But I'm pretty sure it's just me. Boom, 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 boom. Pretty sure it's me. Pretty sure it is me. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, this magical brush is still functioning. Barely, but it's still doing its thing. I'm proud of you, brush. You're doing the shit. I am proud of you. I should not have sworn. I am streaming. I am a professional. How dare I? Like I said, I'm not doing anything really, just painting the edges of these things. It's not exciting, so that's why I'm probably not getting anybody watching. Like, wow, that's really boring, Chris. Good job. You're such a champ. But it's okay. I don't need anybody to validate me. I don't need validation. That disappoints me. I'm joking. I like it. I like it when people watch. I'm one of those guys. If I wasn't, then why would I have started a YouTube channel, right? No, I really just started a YouTube channel because these things are super cool and I want to show them off. This, though, is boring, so I can understand in totality why people would not want to watch it. Like, you are just painting the edges of... an action base. Not very fun. Not very cash money. That's something I would never ever say. Why did I say it? You're losing your marbles. Okay. I have 6 left. Who wants to watch me do them? Gotta move it down with the booty. Dooba 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 doobie. Talk about it. Da 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 ba doo ba doo da doo. Beep 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 boop 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 beep. We are working. It is working well. It is doing the do very well. Make sure we get some pastiche. So people probably don't know this, but I am big, huge, humongo fan of science fiction, which is why I got into Gundam in the first place, right? Love sci-fi, love future, even close future tech. Makes me happy, makes me smile, makes me laugh, and makes me cry. I have recently listened through the audiobooks of the Dune series, almost all the way through. I'm not quite done yet. I have a few more funny ones to go on the Brian Herbert side, which is not the best. I don't hate the man, okay? Listen here. I don't hate him for writing his father's work. That is a thing that I would be happy to do. If like my dad wrote Dune, I'd be like, yeah, we're writing more of this. This is cool as heck, right? I don't blame him for wanting to do that. I do blame him for being so prolific doing it. Because there's so many books and none of them are really that great. Like, honestly, they're kind of terrible. Like, I can't really love his style of writing. He likes to repeat himself a lot. I know I'm doing that here, but the reason I'm doing that is because I don't know if there's anybody watching me or not. And maybe they watch later and they skip ahead and they wonder what I'm doing, so I just rather say it over and over again. That said, when you tell a story and you're telling a real story, you get from A to B, right? You want to tell the whole story in kind of one clump, unless you're like an expert literary master and you kind of shift around here and there. And then even then, you want to get at the beginning of the story to an end of the story. And to connect them, sure, you can leave some cliffhangers. That's good, you know, you leave some open plot so you can close it later. Or you just leave one major cliffhanger. Everything comes to a point and then everything falls apart and we need to solve another mystery before we close the story out. My buddy, Frank Herbert, was pretty good at doing that. He's not amazing. Frank Herbert's Dune is not my favorite. In fact, it's actually not even in my top 10. I think it's good. I like the story. I like it a lot. But it's a lot more shallow than people think it is. Like, because he says there's conspiracies and wheels and within wheels, I think that's deep writing. But he literally points everything out while he's doing it. You could tell what's going on right at the beginning. Oh, he suspects a trap. That's because there is one, you know? It's like, wow, it's not very well hidden, you know? If the guy who goes into the trap suspects there's a trap, come on, guys. It's not that deep. So, I think the reason I like the Dune series so much is because of the expanded universe of Dune. Not the expanded universe, but the actual universe of Dune and how expansive it is. Not necessarily the expanded universe that his son created, just the expansive universe of Dune. That's what I'm trying to say. There we go. I can spit it out in English. What do you know? I can speak. But the idea that a writer can tell you the ecology of a planet and say, hey, this is what's going on, is pretty impressive because, you know, to make a world, it's not easy. To make this world, yeah, okay, you can just record it and say, hey, this is what it is. It's here. But to make a new world and to make it viable, like, you can imagine Dune in your head. You can imagine Arrakis in your head. It's pretty amazing. just based on the writing. Like Tolkien, you can explore Middle Earth in your head while he's writing it, and you're reading it. Well, not while he's writing it. Obviously, he's not here with us, but getting to Dune, we his writing puts you in that situation, in that world, in that universe, and you see that there's so much around it that had to be come up with. Somebody had to write that. Somebody had to explore what a navigator was, what a Bene Gesserit is, and how that all came to be, and just wrote it in a line. Oh, she's a Bene Gesserit mother. Okay, what does that mean? Well, he comes into it later. We cover more of what a Bene Gesserit is later, but at the time, we meet Paul right at the beginning, and we're like, hey, okay, so this is a kid. He's the son of a noble. Shit's going down. That he's going to Dune. He's going to Arrakis, and he's not ready for it. And also, he's getting tested to see if he's a human by a Bene Gesserit mother. What the heck is a Bene Gesserit? Well, we find out his mom is also a Bene Gesserit right here at the beginning, right at the very beginning. We're thinking, what the heck is a Bene Gesserit? What is that? What does that mean? It doesn't matter. Right now, all we need to know is that there's a lady who's coming. She's gonna be mean to Paul, and her mom is kind of part of it. So she lets it happen against her wishes. She doesn't want it to happen, but it still has to happen, right? Uh, Obviously, she has some power. She needs to do this thing, right? So we'll go into that. I like Dune because of that. That idea that, hey man, we're starting up a new story, and here we go. We're already right on off the bat in an established universe, in a new world, where things happen, like old ladies coming up to you and sticking gomja bars into your neck and test if you're human or not. What the heck is that? What does that even mean? What are we talking about? That's how cool that writing style is. It just gets you. To me. Why not to you? It does to me. That's why I like Dune. I don't like Dune because it's so deep and mysterious, and there's all kinds of hidden artistic styles and things like that. He's such an amazing writer. He's a very straightforward writer, and people think that because he writes about death, that he's deep. The only thing that I can consider that he's deep in is that he's very evocative, very wordy in his prose. Gets you going where you need to go. He's like, this is where we are. This is what's happening. His directness is almost as intense as Peter F. Hamilton, who's one of my favorite authors. One of my, I would say he's my number one favorite author, who writes prolifically long novels. He writes very wordy books, like we're talking things that weigh 3 pounds. It's a very verbose way of writing. It's not necessarily better than Tolkien. It's not better than Alistair Reynolds. It's not better than Frank Herbert. It's just his style, right? I like that style too because it's also evocative. It's in depth and it tells you what's going on. He needs more words to do so, though. He really wants you to be in that universe. He wants to make sure that you don't need to spend time looking for what that universe contains. It's really all right there. Everything is there. But that's why people like Dune. He doesn't need to do that. He just tells you, hey, this Bene Gesserit woman is coming over to see my son. You're like, what the heck is that? Okay, gotta look for it later. If it was Peter F. Hamilton, we would have gotten the whole history of the Bene Gesserits before we even met her. We would have already known who she was, how long she's been working her job, how long Jessica has been secretly a Bene Gesserit mother, or not a mother, but in the Bene Gesserit sisterhood, and how she's dealing with things. That said, the story of Dune. It's an interesting. I think on top of uh, the world building, the world of Dune, in and of itself, and the story that it's being told is pretty interesting. You know, we have humanity that went through a long trial, barely came out with its skin. You know, we have the evolution of humanity in different directions, trying to be controlled by a couple of different houses. The evolution of space travel changing the way it does in the universe, pretty cool. Where we have navigators and we have the spice gases that help them through that technology. Uh, if you go with the entirety of the story with Brian Herbert's story, then it's a technological technological folding of space that's navigated by the navigators. If you go with just Frank Herbert's, then the navigator himself is doing the space folding, and that either way it requires the spice gas to work. You need that guy to be the navigator to be prescient, and that required an evolution of humanity in a weird and twisted way. And you have other great houses that are changing the way humans live, love, grow, etc. Trying to learn how to do certain things. If you go into the more expanded universe of Brian Herbert's, you have the Jongleurs, and you have the Mentat houses, the school. You have the robots. You have Erasmus and Omnius and those kinds of things going on. You have the Ixians and things like that, and how they're intertied into the rest of humanity and the other great houses, which are interesting. The evolution of the Bene Gesserit Sisterhood, which basically came from the same evolutionary moment of the Navigators. If you listen to that, or if you listen to that school of thought, where Brian Herbert kind of basically combined them both, coming out of the same planet, and a background of just drugs helping people connect to higher pathways in their systems and evolving therewith. So that happens, which obviously culminates in the spice drug coming out later. But this 10,000 years earlier, things like that happening. It's a pretty interesting world they live in. Let me tell you, it's very fun. I'm still not like. I still don't think they have very good writing styles. That is like the worst part of the stories. The worlds that they write, though, very, very interesting, very entertaining. That is what kept me hooked into the series, because I think the Bible that Frank Herbert wrote kept his son on track enough to say, hey, this is what I want and where I want it. And that was pretty good. Now, I am done with this pile of things and I don't want to do anymore, so. I was gonna say, you guys want to watch me put on the silver in the eyes of these guys, but I'm gonna go inside. Thank you very much for watching, though. I will see you guys next time, where you'll see me. Let's see if I can tilt this back here. What does that look like? Probably not good. That was loud, sorry. Let me see my boxes.
Look like a pig. But bye. I think I'm done for the day.